Hi, welcome to whatever you're watching. We're Final Show Films, a group of weird people who play a lot of games. And if you like the lot of games we play, you can give us money or retweets, whispering recaps to your family, yelling out of windows about our game, accosting strangers. Please don't do any of that. But if you are one of our $25 tier supporters on Patreon, like Samantha Bates, Jeremy Alexander, Cat Waterflame, and Elle, we'll say your name just like that. Patreon.com/FinalFSFilms. We appreciate all of you, though. Enjoy!
Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Shadows of the Mountain. Can they hear me?
Yes,
the Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your storyteller this evening and next week, and then I get a break. And I am joined this evening by Sen.
And I'm Tanya Firelight O'Connor. And I'll go. So usually just calling him a cow. I can never remember his actual.
See, that's what deed names are supposed to be. You're supposed to just call them that. We're just very bad at that here.
Both of them. One of them's with the Ragaback, Glass Walker,
and you'll figure that out as we go along. Holly's here too.
Hi, I'm here. I'm playing Dakota. She is a Lupus Galliard Uktena.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Alexandra Boxcar's Core, Metasphilodox Black Fury.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Ingvar Ulfsdotter, the Helmet-Gated Fenris Arun.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Val, who is a Silver Fang. I'll spare you the full details, but the Silver Fang Hamid Arun.
And we are currently missing Craig. He got stuffed in a trash can somewhere. But he might join us a little later, hopefully, if schedules work out. Craig plays Sal Mararo, who is our Glass Walker, Hamid Ragabash as well.
Was the trash can labeled totally not?
Right. And as always, a very special thank you goes out to the Onyx Path, who provided some collaboration materials to us for this chronicle. You can get access to their upcoming Apocalyptic Record book pre-order at apocalyptic-record.backerkit.com/hosted_pre-orders. We will pop that link in the chat on Twitch and in the video description on YouTube as well. And last time we were in Denver.
And also, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, human rights.
Absolutely.
I've got cool nails.
Fuck the monarchy. But last time we were in Denver, the Wings of the Mojave Pack chased a bighorn sheep up a mountain until Val tackled it and got a necklace, which also turned out to be a defensive fetish that had purportedly been bestowed on the spirit by the former king of the Garou Nation, Jacob Morningkill, who has since gone on to his eternal rest, maybe, I don't know. After the fetish was claimed, however, the pack heard a voice over their totem link that had not been present for several weeks as Hakao returned in range of the rest of the pack and prepared to land in Denver. So we resume with almost everyone in the umbral wilds of the Front Range as they decide where to go next. So you're all standing on a mountainside near a fairly sizable herd of spirit bighorn sheep.
Note that I left for myself for this week
Yep.
was that we needed to ask stones that climb stones if he knows the location of any of the other fetishes, particularly the
Yes.
offensive ones, because I believe we've gotten the defensive ones now.
Yes, you have.
We also know the names of the other spirits too. We just hadn't remembered that.
Yep.
Did
Yes,
anybody
I-
write those down, or do I need to go
I-
find them for you?
I did. The question is, where is my?
I believe I wrote them
Notes.
down. Hang on. Let's see who can find it first.
It's a race.
It will not be me. I did not write it down.
I know you didn't, Jeremy. It's fine.
Neither did
You're
I.
you're not the alpha anymore. You're absolved of responsibility.
I'm not. I am the alpha, and I still don't take notes.
Well, that one's on you.
I delegate my betas to take notes.
Wow. There it is.
You haven't established who your beta
I was going to
is.
say, I don't think you've established your
No,
betas
you
yet.
have not. I'm gunning for it.
I mean, I
don't
think
worry.
we know who it's gonna be.
Yeah, Grania.
Sal, obviously.
Wrong with you people.
It's obviously
Does Val have that opinion of Sal yet?
What? No,
Val-
Val thinks Sal is great.
I
Val
might take
doesn't
more.
know Sal.
I might take more
so
notes if I didn't have to physically take notes. We don't have a notes document in the journal.
Avalanche of Tawny Fang and Soft Step Shadow Under Leaves are the other two.
Mhm.
That is a cougar and a bobcat, respectively.
Yeah. On document. Found them too.
All right.
But yeah, Ingvar will point out we should see if we can find if Stones That Climb Stones knows the location of the remaining two spirits that we need to seek.
Sal just sort of nods really slowly. Yeah.
Right, he's still high.
Oh boy.
High on Gaia,
Oh,
baby.
not that.
Damn. No, 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 no. Don't like that.
Which one? Which one should we ask about?
I mean, ask if he knows of either, but we want to try
I'm-
and find both if we can.
I'm partial to anyone named Avalanche of Tawny Fang.
All right. I'll go up and ask. Sorry to disturb you again. Do you happen to
Yes.
know where the spirit called Avalanche of Tawny Fang resides?
Let's see if he does. Because I have dice for things.
Gasp.
I know,
Very
right?
useful for role playing games.
Mm.
Okay.
You know, they told me that. They told me that from a very young age.
even if they don't, like, how does summons?
I mean, it depends on your role playing game.
I
You
feel
could play a
like
role playing game entirely
Dragging
with, say,
spirit
a Jenga
to us
tower
to
or
talk
a
would
deck
be
of cards.
worse, though.
I am just
Summon
glad
spirit
you
doesn't
said
drag them.
no.
Doesn't it? Oh,
No, it calls
just
them.
like
It calls-
okay.
They can refuse technically.
All right. Hey.
Connie, I am just very glad you said those and not paper, rock, scissors, because that will send me off on a rant.
Which
about
game uses rock, paper? Oh, right, Mind's Eye Theater.
that will send me off on a rant about Mind's Eye Theater, and we do not have that 6 hours.
The one named Avalanche of Tawny Fang is a predator. We avoid him. She is somewhat to the east of here, usually.
Thank you.
It would be, as you say, about 6 miles, I believe, is the distance.
From like being around in this area a bit, would thinking in that kind of direction, are there any areas that would be more likely for a what was it, cougar spirit to be located?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence and survival, difficulty 6.
Okay. I just upped my survival. Good.
Survival.
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 Serval.
It's a type of cat. Or maybe I'm
One
thinking
success.
civet. One success. That's kind of where it's pretty close-ish. You would guesstimate to where you guys were doing your sparring match when you almost killed Ingvar.
Okay. All right. Well,
You know the place.
yep. Do we want to ask about the other one just in case or not?
Yeah, ask the question just in case he might know. We lose nothing for asking.
Right. As I scroll back to where that page was, because I just turned away from it. Damn it.
Soft step, shadow underleaf.
So, what about soft step, shadow under leaves? Do you happen to know where that one
A much
roams?
stealthier predator. Somewhat further south near the place the humans call Bear Mountain.
All right. I will relay that to the rest of the pack.
Between those two sites, which one is closer?
Avalanche Tawny Fang is much closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, it sounds like we'll be able to find it easier. The other one.
Is Bear Mountain the mountain that Ingvar put the bear statue at?
No. That hasn't been long enough that anybody would call it that yet.
Damn. Been
I
good
just-
though.
No.
Thank you for your assistance. And then back away.
He goes back to eating spirit grass.
There you go.
Let's make our way towards our old sparring ground then.
I'm gonna go pick up Cow, who's coming.
We should
in.
pick up the cow before we continue on. Yes.
Yeah.
Just leave him at the airport.
Right. Having a conversation with Lucifer. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's retrieve a cow and then head back to our sparring ground and see if we can't find Avalanche at Tawny Fang.
Okay.
All right. Who is gonna pull you guys back across the gauntlet, or are you all doing it individually?
Did we establish somebody other than me has a higher gnosis than me, or do I currently have the highest gnosis in the group?
I mean,
At 6.
Even with Hakao, you have the highest gnosis.
Yeah, you have the highest gnosis.
Cool. I guess I'm bringing us across then.
All right.
Can you put a willpower into crossing?
Yeah.
Might as
Yeah, you
well.
can spend willpower to cross.
Hakao is that he got his.
All right. So the difficulty is significantly lower, even though he has a couple fewer dice.
Yeah. What's the gauntlet here?
6 here.
We're out in the woods.
Yep.
Nice.
6 successes.
Yep.
As again, Ingvar sort of
Like the possum.
looks into the reflection of Web Cutter and just tears it through the air.
Yep. And you guys shroomp back out into the reel. I think you guys are maybe about a mile away from your vehicles at this point, except for Sal's vehicle, which he gave away.
Yep.
So I think everybody's trying to cram. I think you're trying to cram 6 Garou into Val's car, right?
Well, and Granya's.
Oh, that's right. Grania
Yeah.
has hers with as well. Okay, that's
Once-
plenty.
Once we're back on the material side of the gauntlet, Val just looks over and hands the item over to the pendant over to Ingvar.
Oh, I have to shift. Do I need to make a roll for that? For Hamid?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
Or you can spend a rage.
No, I don't have that many left. So
Okay.
Oh, I need to shift too.
Yeah, because
Ingvar-
all of you were in Krynos.
Yeah.
Except for Grania.
Except for
was
Grania.
stuck in
Right,
Hamid.
who was stuck in Hamid. Yep. Mhm.
I was-
Ingvar looks over the pendant and just, are we certain what this thing does yet?
I think we know. I think we found out last.
What is
I mean, I know meta-wise, but I think we
Val
know.
got
that.
all of the-
Six to
Six,
get away
thank
to
you.
get out
Yeah,
of my house.
6
Sorry.
for
It's it can be activated to preemptively help against attacks.
Right.
Your-
Yeah, the
beyond
more
your
attacks
first
that come
one.
at you,
Yep,
the more
beyond your
attacks that come
first
at you, the
one.
more armor it gives you.
Yep. Mhm. It helps against people that have multi-attack. More or less.
She sort of holds it for a moment, looks at it, flips it over. This was bequeathed by a Silver Fang, and it is only right that a Silver Fang retrieves it, she says, and she just hands it back to him.
All right, he doesn't fight it, and he just handed over like that was that. That's what you do.
Not to mention, I expect you to be on the front lines with me, and I need you to not die.
Fuck yeah. Where else the fuck would I be?
Exactly.
I want to get that one archer Arun who's constantly on the back line just shooting people, you know.
Yeah, but that is the Arun who like takes shots and it goes through like 7 people.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
That's why he's the archer.
Yeah, that's the Arun who has a bow that's as tall as he is in Krynos form.
Yep.
And just
Right,
rings
Longbow.
it back and just
You
fucking Hanzo mains. Anyway.
Absolute worst.
Now I've got
That.
to make an Arun that you. Oh.
I'm sorry. That's not true. Mains exist.
All right. So you guys are back on the reel. An easy hike back to the vehicles. Is anybody injured?
Nope. I think we all got healed
Let
up.
me check and see just to make sure, but I think I'm good.
Okay.
Combat.
the only injuries I took were lethal and thus regenerated very quickly.
I got all healed up by Sal or Dakota. I don't remember who.
Dakota healed you.
There we go. That's it.
I think Dakota healed one of you and Sal healed the other one. I
Yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm. So I think we're good.
Cool. All
Nope.
right.
Fine. I could
Yeah,
drive.
Val climbs in the car. Where are we going now?
Anyone remember if we said we were meeting at the airport at the cairn?
Cairn.
Oh, I was going to surprise him at the airport.
Hikao asked to get picked up at the airport
Well, I was
Oh,
gonna say,
okay.
Hekao had
Never
asked to
mind.
get picked up at the
Okay, yeah,
airport
so
because
Okay.
to the airport then.
because he
Dope.
doesn't know where the cairn is. He's never been here before.
yeah.
Push the button to start the car.
Okay.
You have push
Like
button
a
to start.
G6 starts playing, and we go.
Meanwhile, in another car, better music starts playing as I turn the key.
Yeah.
That would be impossible. Such a thing does not exist. I'm speaking as Val.
I love how personally affronted you are by the character choices you have made for yourself.
That's Jeremy's thing, though. Like every
Yeah,
other
you're right.
character, Jeremy is personally affronted at his character's own choices.
Look, I'm working with a theme here. It's not my fault. It is so. Hekal, you are hanging out at No, Hekal doesn't need to check a bag. One would assume.
No.
Right, yeah. So you are hanging out outside baggage claim for about 20, 30 minutes before 2 vehicles pull up. Who's right? Which of the vehicles do you 2 think get there first?
I love it. I just looked away and then looked up and
I did the same thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
yes, you do.
So of the 2 drivers, which of the vehicles do you think gets there first?
What's your drive score, Jeremy?
That's a good question. I think my drive score is like probably 2, I feel like. Well, Dex Drive combined would be like it's 6. Yes, Dex Drive combined is 6.
What's Granya's?
Anya's Dex Drive combined is also 6.
So who's the more aggressive driver?
Granya's a very aggressive driver.
Wow. It's gonna be
I'm just
great.
gonna have you
Here's-
guys do a Dex drive off
Here's
then.
the
Both
well,
of you roll
here's
Dex
the
drive
final
diff 6.
question. Here's the final question. Who knows the roads better and knows the better shortcuts?
If those shortcuts exist, I've lived in rural areas for most of my life. They're not always there.
This is a heavily urban area. All right, we'll do it this way then.
I-
Both of you roll intelligence and streetwise.
Oh, that's mean.
Difficulty 6.
Do I spend willpower on this least useful
Wow.
roll ever?
Just to be slightly
Yes,
petty
I
and get
do.
first.
You're goddamn right I do.
Intelligence streetwise, you said?
Yep. Div 6. Whoever gets more successes gets their difficulty dropped by 1.
Willpower spent.
3 successes.
3 for Grania.
2.
2. All right.
Damn it.
So Grania's rolling Dex Drive at Div 6. Val is rolling Dex Drive at Div 7.
All right, all right. Fine.
Only 2
And yes, you can
successes.
put willpower on this one as well.
You goddamn right.
I only have 1 willpower left, so.
Saving that one.
5 successes.
With an exceptional success.
Get it in
You actually
front.
have 7 combined.
No, because I do not have my specialty in this case would be sure-footed, and I don't think that
Oh
gets.
no.
Wait,
Your attribute is
you are correct
your
because I'm
dexterity
in
is 5.
Krynos form currently.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh,
Reset and
roll that,
reroll.
roll that again.
Hang on. Drum roll.
Krynos driving a fucking like push to start.
Just really,
Look,
really fucking
My
angry
car
driving.
is dedicated to me. It shifts form like it grows.
Nope, not a thing.
I would believe that
Someone
a
has.
specific that someone in like Glass Walker
Or
camp
then.
has dedicated a car.
All right.
This is a monster truck.
Yeah.
Clearly.
That's how you get Transformers in the world of darkness.
Yeah.
No. My car is a fetish.
Yes.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
We knew that already.
Yeah, no, you
No,
you
no,
can do that.
My car is a fetish, not I have a fetish for cars.
Right.
Totally different thing.
Very different things.
I have a car fetish. Figure it out.
So anyway, who's riding shotgun with Val?
Probably Ingvar, all things considered, because that's where she was
Okay.
when we arrived.
So Hikal, you're standing there. 2 vehicles of very disparate appearance roll up.
I fucking Tokyo drift into this parking spot next to the road.
I would like to point
The
out that
window
Dakota's
rolls
probably
down.
hanging her head out the window.
And Ingvar, how do you greet your long lost Theurge?
If I recall correctly, he was like uncomfortable with like physical contact, yeah?
Yes. Mostly because he's entirely scarred on his left-hand side.
So she would step out, sort of like open the door and sort of like halfway step out and just sort of like towering over the door to sort of raise a hand. Good to see you, Hikal. Come, join us. Let's head out.
And you, Ingvar. As he'll stand up and grab his... actually, no, he's got everything. He'll just stand up, because he has
Right,
his,
yeah.
he has the
Magpie
satchel on his
swag,
hip. Yeah, Magpie swag. He'll stand up, dust himself off.
You made it.
Do, only mostly conceal the limp as he walks over. Yes, hello, Alex. Yes, I have returned. It has been a long.
I like your hat.
Thank you, Dakota.
Sup?
Hello. Just look over at the new person. That's two new people. I am Hakao.
This is Val and Grania.
You can just call me Firelight. I got to
So as
differentiate.
a storyteller, I'm going to say that Grania and Hakao are in one card. Everybody else is in a different one. No,
Works perfect.
Oh.
and I would like to know what they converse about on the way.
Alex is actually in that car.
With Grania?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because Granya's teaching her how to drive shift or stick.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah, just to make introductions. I understand that you're all in the middle of something, but before we continue that path, would it be all right for Brave?
Of course. As I take fucking Grania's accent on accident. Of course. Let's make our way back there and before we continue on.
What kind of a car does Val drive again?
It's a hybrid. I've got it written down somewhere. Hold on.
Is it like a coupe or is it like a larger vehicle?
Remember. Where's the here? Damn it. Give me just half a second. It is a Lexus ES, which is a
Kind of like a mid-size sedan kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah.
sure that.
Yeah.
So it's probably full up then if Ingvar, Dakota, and Sal and Val are all four in it.
Yeah, I think it's seats.
Yeah.
I think it's just 5 seats.
Yeah. So
I
he
see.
will look between the two cars, see one's more full than the other. Take his hat off, and so you said Dakota was hanging out the window, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take his hat off and just plop it on Dakota's head.
She will smile.
Well then, I guess I'll ride with Firelight, and he'll over towards that car and get in.
Okay. So you guys are headed towards the Guy and Grove?
Yep.
Which is definitely a different thing if you're talking about the Umbra. But in this case, we're talking about a patch of mountainside covered in trees in the real where the children of Gaia bury their dead in Denver.
Is Anya on her way?
No, Anya was continuing on. The business that we had still requires seeing to, but as I was there in a auxiliary fashion in the first place, it was fine for me to return. But she's doing all right.
She'll give you a hug, just on the uninjured side,
Yeah, on
basically.
the right side.
Yeah,
Gently put a hand on the right arm around the shoulders. I'm sorry that I wasn't here.
yeah.
For what it's worth, the cow, as Dustbringer has come in a window. I feel, unfortunately, it would not have changed things one way or the other.
Reach into his magpie swag and pull out some of the food that he had been giving Dustbringer the entire last season.
Yep.
Hold it out. So it might not have changed things, but I still would have liked to have.
Dustbringer will settle himself kind of in the back because it's a Yeah, on the Blazer. Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll just
yeah.
be in the back, kind of side panel
Yeah.
area. Yeah. Mhm.
Just occasionally
But
hold out food to him.
yep. And it's about an hour and 15 drive from the airport to the Grove, plus about a 30 minute walk. Mhm.
Cal will make very generic conversation about the various odd things that he witnessed while he was traveling back. It's very strange. When I sat down in my seat, the latter half of the airplane all simply rebooked their flight. Like,
Oh,
describing
could like
what the,
stretch out. Yeah,
Oh, no,
Alex will
quite
respond. This is all interesting.
Yeah.
I've never been on a plane.
it's quite lovely. Very easy to sleep.
I don't recall whether Ingvar got a moon bridge or a plane from Iceland to America.
You got a boat.
A boat. You
You got a ship. You got a
Nice.
shipping crate from Iceland to North America, and then it was mostly trains and automobiles, no planes from that point.
Yeah, so and Kyle will enjoy passing along the more just like what for him was a unique and enjoyable experience, but for most people would be a very mundane travel story.
No, this is fascinating.
Right,
Well, that's why he's passing it along, because he knows that Alex will appreciate it in that same level, having
Yeah.
had being Guru. So
Yep. Yeah, no. Werewolves on planes, usually a bad combo. The weather is still clear, and you guys hit the outskirts of the Grove. This would be kind of mid-afternoon, I think, at this point. Maybe later afternoon, actually. Probably more like 5-6 p.m. Sunlight is starting to get lower angle as you're getting closer to golden hour, and the woods are very quiet. Not in like a creepy horror sense, but just a very silent patch of forest. Plenty of good illumination as the setting sun begins to dapple through the foliage, and you guys walk until you come to a freshly turned mound of earth.
when we get out of the car, I'll offer my forearm to Dustbringer.
He'll come down and land.
Came along. See the mound.
There's a simple granite style, basically roughly hewn four sides, angling towards a roughly broken off point at the tip. Not really geometrically shaped, just a big solid, probably about 80-pound chunk of rock that's been driven into the soil towards the head, with some faint scratches on it, which to you, those of you that can read Garou glyphs, simply says fallen warrior.
I will reach into my magpie swag and just pull out some chalks and sort of move over, kneel down, and just very small do my best approximation for a hieroglyphic depiction of Storm's Dawn.
Okay.
Just very roughly, to my best understanding, because Hekau, while being a Silent Strider, obviously has never been to Egypt, so and has studied but not seen. And sort of kneeling down after doing that. I am confident, Aiden, that you were not unhappy with the results. considering, as I understand, your objectives were accomplished. Those of us left behind left as best equipped as you could have helped us be to continue in your absence. There are stories of my people, those who fall in battle, who fell in battle defending our homeland, who fall today fighting to reclaim it. Warriors of great heart and valor, fight the worm in all its forms. One day, I should like to think your story will be told amongst them. Doesn't matter that you fell, fought, and it will be remembered. Until there is not a single blade of grass left to stand upon. And he'll just reach down and, with that same chalk, very deliberately draw the tribal signs of the various different tribes that make up Wings of the Mojave.
Okay.
Including the two new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Although one of them is a repeat, but he still puts the second Glasswalker symbol in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll end it with would I know in spirit families, would I know Dustbringer's lineage?
Yeah, you know that he's part of Grandfather Thunder's brood.
Would I know the symbol for Grandfather Thunder's brood, if there is one?
Yeah, no, it's very close to the Shadow Lord glyph. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then,
well, yeah, because Grandfather Thunder is Shadow Lord's
Lord.
patron.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then,
patron of the Shadow Lords. Yep.
I will also add that that glyph with a designation for Dustbringer underneath it.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Mocking is only temporary, and like all the rest, will wash away with time. But the addition of it is significant. Pray you rest well. And he'll stand back up. Take sort of just a steadying breath. Look back to the rest of the pack. Again, my apologies that it took so long to rejoin you.
You have nothing to apologize for in that regard. You were doing your duty.
Oda will just hug him.
Arm, just the one arm around her.
Are we going after the other spirit now, or going back to the sept?
Let's get
Or
what hunting.
caring
Let's get
for
what hunting we can
mission?
in. We will likely be acting in the morning, so let's see if we can get everything that we can before we have to move on.
We know of fetishes held by two more spirits. There's a cougar spirit near here. It gives direction from like where we are now versus where the directions were coming from before, called Avalanche of Tawny Fang, that has one.
Oh. It's Cal's thinking, Jack, would I know for a single individual coming into the territory rather than a whole pack, would it be necessary for me to introduce myself with Karen still?
If you before you operate in Denver proper, it wouldn't hurt. If your guys are staying on the outskirts, less of an issue.
Would these areas that we're looking in be more on the outskirts?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, they're all inside the Front Range, which Denver is adjacent to, but not technically really in yet. So yeah.
Well, as long as we're outside of Denver still, it wouldn't hurt to put off introducing myself to the Cairn for a little while.
We also let them know that you would be coming, so they are at least aware of your arrival.
I do find it still good to introduce myself, but
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
That'll go over well.
us hunt for these baubles then.
All right. On to our next target.
All right. So you're currently at the Grove, about equidistant between these two. Where are you headed first?
Are they about equidistant between the two? Are they roughly in the same direction? Like, would we be closer to both of them by the time, or is one of them in the opposite direction?
So no, they're basically Avalanche of Tawny Fang is north of you, Bear Mountain is south of you, and you guys are pretty much smack dab in the middle on a line between the two of them.
On a meta level, the
Yeah.
Cougar one is probably going to be more of a like offensive versus being able to sneak and attack, which
Yeah.
on depending on what our strategy is going into the
Well, Denver is also south of us.
yeah.
All right, now Denver's almost due east of you.
East. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
If I might suggest, the place we've been before, or that you all have been before, will potentially recognize you. For whatever that's worth. If it's a predator, familiar sounds, familiar smells might make it more cautious. Versus the other where it sounds like you haven't been at all yet, similar predator spirit might seek out new prey or avoid. So depending on if you're comfortable in a place you've been before looking for items or not.
Well, familiarity also might inform it that we are not just prey passing through,
That is also fair.
which would make it less likely to immediately try and ambush us. Also, Step Softly is more likely to attack us from stealth than to approach us.
That would be my read as well, based on their names.
So let's head north and see if we can find Avalanche of Tawny Fang.
All right.
Okay. Are you guys entering the Umbra here, or are you going to drive north and then enter closer to the point?
If I'm not mistaken, driving would get us there faster.
Driving would mean that you would be unlikely to encounter anything too weird between here and there.
Is there enough road for it to be faster than going in wolf form, or
It would probably be about the same time-wise.
okay, we probably wouldn't run into other spirits.
Yeah, no, because I mean, like
driving would
wolves, especially wolves with human levels of intelligence and the ability to really focus and have an abstract objective in mind, can move fucking fast overland, and they're not constrained by having to follow a road. Whereas vehicles obviously can go much faster, but sometimes have to take a more circuitous route.
driving would be
and
faster
or
because
follow speed limits.
Grania isn't guaranteed to be able to turn into a wolf.
That's also
Yeah.
That also is fair.
That's yeah.
Yeah. We will drive as far as we can then.
Okay. Sounds good.
So-
Driving as far as you can puts you pretty close to North Table Mountain, which was where you guys had gone in to the Umbra for your sparring.
Mhm.
Based on the directions that Climb Stones gave you, instead of doing what you would do and going into the Umbra and heading slightly east, closer to Denver, this would be going into the Umbra, more or less at the same spot, but going west a little ways. Jeremy?
Huh?
I thought you'd started to say something.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Let's go across and then see if we can't find our spirit.
Shall I do the honors?
Of course, as our theurge.
I'll reach up and sort of adjust the mirror shades. I'm activating my mirror shades.
All right.
What's the difficulty of the gauntlet going to be?
Difficulty of the gauntlet here is 6.
Six.
So if you activate it, it drops to 4.
Yeah, activating the mirror shades is the thing, right?
Yep.
Yes,
roll
you
no
gotta-
The gnosis rating of the mirror shades.
Gnosis difficulty 7.
7.
I think. this
Yep.
one?
Mhm.
Yep.
Notice is 7.
And if it fails, you can just spend a gnosis.
Yeah. This is to activate the mirror shades.
All right. So
Oh,
you
the
adjust
difficulty is 4.
your glasses. You can feel the gauntlet give and weaken a little bit in your immediate vicinity.
All right, so that reduces.
Diff 4 to cross. Spend willpower if you want to.
So yeah, he reaches up, adjusts the glasses. There's that like anime glasses shine, where it's like the light just like crosses from one lens to the other and then ting on the other side.
Mhm.
Even though it's not enough light for that to happen.
Oh no, there's definitely enough light for that to happen because you guys are catching the
yeah.
last
Yeah,
few
yeah.
rays over the mountain. I mean, the light is basically driving directly if Hekau's facing west, right into those, right
there you
into
go.
the lenses.
Mhm.
It's perfect for that.
2 successes.
Okay. About 10 seconds of time shift, and you guys push out into a very darkening umbra landscape.
And again with
Scrub and rock on all sides as far as you can see. Terrain shifting, mostly rising both to the east and the west.
and with the way Hekau does it, distinct from the way that our warriors have been crossing over. He just adjusts his glasses and folds his arms, and the world around you sort of dissolves into the umbra.
Excellent.
Nope.
All right.
All right.
All right. The spirit we seek is to the west then.
Like us to seek them out, or for me to call them?
If you can call them from here, then please do.
Let me look at the ritual of summoning real quick.
I'm going to shift into Krynos now that we're over.
Okay. You can just do that.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
that.
Might as well shift while we're here.
Yeah, that's not the worst idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna shift too.
Listen, our theurge is here. I don't want to talk.
Rituals. My Hamid form for now, because I know sometimes manipulation is very important for
Boom.
index of rights, I guess.
Yeah, ritual of summoning is on page 212.
Thank you.
You don't have to overcome the gauntlet because you're already in the umbra. And the difficulty of summoning would be starting at difficulty 5. If you spend an hour, for each hour you spend invoking the spirit, up to a maximum of 2 here, the difficulty drops by 1, assuming you have proper chiminage and that sort of thing. And then you roll Gnosis at that difficulty, and that determines the attitude of the spirit.
Yeah. So, he'll sort of think about it for a second and look. Are we on a time limit?
I mean,
Uh,
a little bit. We need to go back to find out if we have any reinforcements coming from the Sept.
The reason I ask, because it will depend. I haven't been here for your previous endeavors finding these spirits. I can perform a ritual immediately, or I can spend some additional time preparing it, which improves its odds of success. Based on the area, I could likely spend up to 2 hours preparing the ritual. That's a bit of a time crunch, and I wouldn't want to do that.
Are we comfortable making this the last thing that we hunt for the day before we call it an evening?
Yes, I don't think we'd have enough time to go for the last one anyway.
The reason, well, it's relevant because I don't have to be in the area they live to call them to. We know the name. I could also call our more subtle friend.
Cal, go ahead and give me. You can either do intelligence. Well, do you have more dots in occult, science, or survival?
Occult, definitely. Without even looking.
Go ahead, since you've been given the description of both the spirits, go ahead and roll intelligence occult difficulty 7.
Hold on, I might be wrong about the thing I just said.
No, you haven't said anything incorrect.
Intelligence occult difficulty 7, you said?
Yeah.
Does my analytical or spirit-ridden specialties apply?
Not in this case, no.
Okay. Not a botch.
Not a botch. Okay. Nothing comes to mind. Yep.
Wow.
Carry on.
114-55669.
At the same time?
No, you wouldn't want to summon them at the same time. They're predator spirits. You would want to move to a different area for the second one. But we wouldn't have to go all the way to Bear Mountain. At least I shouldn't think so. Unless there's something special about the spirit.
Aside from the fact that these items are theirs, and if they've hidden it somewhere closer to Bear Mountain, we would still need to go there. But
that is fair. If they've hidden it and do not have it on them, then we would still need to go there.
One so far I've had it on them though.
One of the two, yes.
No, both of them.
They both have it on them. I thought the mountain, the earth spirit had it like on top of the mountain that we raced it to.
I mean, the ground just sort of swallowed me up.
Right.
Okay.
It felt like it was kind of, just down there.
You could make the case that it was on him.
Okay. Well, in the event, then let us begin with a longer ritual to try and ensure success, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right. Yeah, so I will take 2 hours preparing for the rite of summoning for avalanches of fangs. Given that they're a predator, I will reach into my pouch, pull out some bits of food, and sort of sit down and begin just sort of using that chalk to trace out, sort of powdering a little bit of it rather than trying to draw it, and just sort of dribbling the powder to trace out the sort of the theurgic symbols I know that were taught to me for this particular rite. In a circle, placing the offering in specific areas. I imagine I probably have a couple of dead mice in that pouch. Because owl is the silent strider totem, and always handy to have a couple dead mice in a bag. So put
Yeah.
them on like a.
They live in a Ziploc though.
Yeah, absolutely. Dump them out.
With a lot of salt.
Dump them out. Sort of, if people are turning into Krynos form, would sort of direct them basically in a semicircle behind the ritual, so that there's not a blockade between me and the spirit when I'm summoning it to me.
Okay.
To present me as a willing participant in this.
Okay.
And I will also pull out. Question.
Yeah.
Would the Gnosis stored in a talon be something that could be offered as chiminage?
Conceivably.
Could I offer a talons and
Usually
would they be able to retrieve the Gnosis out of that?
Well, so talons aren't talons generally don't store Gnosis. It's a temporary spirit bind.
Okay.
And when the talon is used, the spirit escapes and also releases a level of power. So generally you can only give talons as chiminage if they are actively the same brood.
Okay.
So unless you have something that is in Cougar's brood bound as in your talon, probably not going to work.
Okay.
Although theoretically, if it's a predator spirit, you could also give it a prey chiminage out of a talon.
Potentially. Generally, that's more difficult though, because the way the deal that you run to make a talon is, I'm going to temporarily bind you in this for the purpose of you doing a task, and then I let you go. Handing that over is basically changing the deal without consulting the spirit inside for what they had originally agreed for. So usually considered a very risky, if not just bad practice for Guru to do.
And I don't think any of
it's basically, hi, you can hide in this box for a little bit, and then I'll let you go. And then instead you end up feeding it to somebody else.
Yeah. And that wouldn't be a thing that Haga would do anyways.
Right.
He just wasn't sure if you could the energy that's used to power the effect. But yeah. Because I think I've got a long strider, which I don't think would be of their brood. Gaia's breath, which is healing, which I know is not of their brood.
No, those are plant spirits usually. Yeah, I think.
Sun's breath, which is a fire spirit.
Fire spirit.
And bounty bread, which would be
I think that's an earth spirit.
Earth spirit, yeah. So yeah, no. So I don't have anything relevant there. So yeah, I will just offer my own gnosis.
Sounds good.
Plus the food that I've prepared. So yeah. So after everything's prepared, sit down and perform the ritual.
Okay. So you've set up your arrangement, your summoning circle, the proper glyphs and chiminage for what you think would be the best match for a cougar spirit. And then you begin to focus your will and send out the call. Go ahead and roll Gnosis difficulty 3 since you spent the 2 hours. It's well after sunset at this point. And the Umbra is in full dark.
Yeah, can I spend...
Does the moon show up in the Umbra too, or just in the...
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What moon is it? How much rage do we get?
Actually, no, that would rise during this time period. So let me check. And yes, Mar?
Oh, no. I was not saying anything.
Okay.
I was just oohing at the moon. Don't worry.
Question.
Yeah.
How is Owl... What is Owl's standing amongst other predator spirits? Would I know?
In terms of?
As far as respect.
Owl's a totem of wisdom.
Yeah, no,
Owl's
a totem of wisdom. I just don't know if it's one of those things where it's like most things, if they don't, even if they don't like Grandfather Thunder, respect Grandfather Thunder.
Oh yeah.
As far as Owl is concerned,
you would not assume that Cougar or Bobcat have particularly strong opinions one way or another on Owl.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Not being hated is good.
Mhm. Yep. You guys are about 2-3 days before the new moon, so we are in waning crescent right now.
How much rage is that?
Full for Theurges.
Already full.
Good for you.
Yeah, it should be noted if you whatever you get from this cannot push you above normal.
Right.
Yep.
And
like
a
in
waning
waning
moon, 2
times,
2
it's-
points for everybody else under a
I feel like
waning moon.
in waning moons, it's less for everyone else.
Cool.
All right. So yeah, I will sit down and which this is
Gnosis difficulty 3.
and the name of this one is again
Avalanche of Tawny
Avalanche of
Fang.
Tawny. Yeah, so as I roll,
Avalanche of Tawny Fang.
it is here the hour of darkness where my ancestral spirit of owl takes to the skies. We call upon avalanches of fangs. For
Avalanche of
assistance.
Tawny Fangs.
So avalanche of tawny fangs for assistance this hour. And gnosis. Well, can I spend a willpower on this?
Yeah.
I'll spend one willpower. If 3. So that's
5 successes.
5 successes. Question. It's a gnosis roll, so the answer is no, but I'm gonna check anyways.
Nobody has Gnosis
Yeah,
specialties,
no,
if
yeah,
that's
no.
the question.
I was checking. I didn't know if there was like any sort of cross specialties like with the cult or anything like that, but it doesn't matter because my cult's
Yeah,
still
no.
around, so it doesn't matter.
Yep. Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, so 5 successes. Leave means
Spirit comes immediately and is friendly.
Yeah.
Is the
Yay.
general result on that. So no sooner have the words left Hickal's mouth than there's suddenly a shift in the light. Everybody roll me perception alertness difficulty 8.
All right.
Hickal, for you, it's difficulty 7 since you're closest. And
so also difficulty 8 because I have only one eye.
does it? Oh yeah, because that bumps the difficulty by
1.
how much?
By 1.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I thought
Not
it
a
was 2.
botch.
Let me double check that.
Not a botch.
There's 1 success in there.
0.
Zero.
1 eye. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, increases difficulty of sight-based perception by 2.
Okay, so perception alertness difficulty 9 for Hikal. Since apparently it's coming up on your blind side.
I mean, Hikal's used to that. Even if he doesn't see it approach, he is going to hold perfectly still until his presence is acknowledged by the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Perception, alertness, 9.
Mm-hmm.
He is well aware that every time he deals with spirit, he's at a disadvantage because of his physicality.
Nope.
Not
Okay.
a botch, but failure.
Yep. Dakota, you see just this faintest shift of light. And something that is patterned almost identically with the surrounding area. You can just barely see the outline of this shape manifest and move in. And then everybody notices the food vanish out of the circle. You're just able to track it, Dakota, as it moves across, circles back out a little further away, and then very gracefully and slowly paces its way up. And then sits in front of Hikal, probably about 3 yards away.
At that point, would I be able to see it? See them?
As you do, and everybody else does too, as the faintest edge on this thing's silhouette begins to glow with a little bit of lambent illumination, kind of flickering and shifting in intensity, just enough to barely outline it against the darkness.
Greetings. in spirit speech.
I thank you for your welcome.
I trust my meager offerings suffice. But bowing his head a little bit.
As one hunter to another, I accept your respect. What brings so many of the wolves to my territory?
Well, God, I keep forgetting the name because it's a weird one. Avalanches of Tawny Fang?
Avalanche of Tawny
Avalanche
Fangs.
of Tawny Fang. Oh. Avalanche of Tawny Fang. They refer to me as a cow. We come looking for your aid as we seek to battle servants of the firm and prevent them from bringing grand atrocity to lands and those that live. We understand that a gift of some power was left with you by one of ours many, many ago. And we would like to request the use of it.
It is true that your former ruler left an item in my care. I carry it with me. It has been of great use in my hunts. And gifts such as this are bought and paid for in blood. Which of you will be willing to bleed against me to earn this weapon?
I would like to sort of interpret that ability. I'm assuming she's still talking in, or they're still talking in spirit speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to interpret what the meaning of bleed, if possible.
Give me a wits and empathy or wits and enigmas.
Who can
Well,
take a hit or who can fight me is the
I was gonna
question.
say, interpreting. Well, I can't understand it. Never mind.
Wits and enigmas. I'll go with.
Okay, wits and enigmas, difficulty 6.
And I am not translating. I don't know if anyone else wants to, but Hakao does not typically translate while he's talking to the spirit because that's rude.
Alex probably can.
Uh,
Which
Wits
she's
and
not-
If you have been, then in that case, yeah. Once that's your party dumbass is standing up.
Ingvar puts a hand out. Hold a moment. Let's be
I'm gonna
certain of what we're dealing with.
spend a willpower on that.
Okay.
I love him. Delightful.
So 5 successes.
5 successes. Sounds
well,
like
6. Sorry. If it's 6. If it's cool-headed applies.
not really. You're not really under pressure here. You're just having
Yeah.
honestly one of the friendliest conversations you've had with a spirit recently. Sounds like your standard sort of, not exactly trial by combat, probably not going to be fatal. There are probably going to be some rules put in place based on the spirit's objective, but it's more of a trial by ordeal, you would say, where the participant is most likely going to survive, probably definitely going to get injured, or at least risk that.
Okay. So then I'll look over my shoulder. Still in spirit speech because I know Alex understands it. Alex, could you please translate the following for me so that all parties are aware?
Yes.
Names.
Avalanche of Tawny Fangs.
Thank you. Our respected guest, Avalanche of Tawny Fang, wishes to initiate a trial. So, Jack, what was it? What kind of trial would it be again?
Trial by ordeal.
Wishes to initiate a trial by ordeal, but one of ours might withstand the rate of blood for the fetish we seek.
What terms do they lay down for this challenge?
I'll look back. Might we know the terms before designating a champion?
One stands against me, with only fangs and claws to decide the outcome. Once I have drunk enough, if they are still standing, the fetish is yours. If they are not, and you wish to continue to attempt to claim it, the next and the next. I will not slay you, but you may be grievously wounded before this is over.
Turn back over my shoulder. Is to be a trial of endurance and combat. Fang, claw, and skill pitted one against one until either Avalanche of Tawny Fang is sated, or the combatant can go no further and another takes.
Ingvar looks over to Val. It seems the gift you were just
stretching.
It seems the gift you were just given is ideal for this task. You'll take the first round.
In that case, Avalanche of Tawny Fang would put forward Crimson Sun.
Crimson
Only
Sun.
one.
He says it right.
Sal's been rubbing it off.
Yeah.
Sal's been just kind of like muttering
Okay.
it under his
Cal says it right.
Praising.
Beautiful.
The Wings of the Mojave would nominate Crimson Sun to stand before you in battle.
Very well.
All steps forward.
I'll
Claw's already flexing.
stand up.
Ingvar sort of looks. Do you want me to hold on to your scabbard?
No, I got it.
Fair enough.
I'm good. It's not coming out. I know the rules.
I'll stand up. I will be nearby, and I'll look over towards Val, and in not in spirit speech, so that he can understand. I will be just off to the side. It's not a battle to the death. Battle to endurance. Not overextend yourself.
I got this.
Is Val already in Krynos?
Yes.
Okay.
Ingvar's been in Glabro this whole time,
Yeah.
so
I will bow my head to Avalanche of Tawny Fang and step out of the way, joining the semicircle that they had formed previously. So basically sort of taking Val's space.
Mm-hmm. So Val, in the darkness, this thing is you can see it reasonably clearly, but only because of that illuminated edge.
Okay.
It's very, very dark. It's not like flat. It's not like Vanta Black or anything on the interior, but it's mottled and tawny enough that it's very difficult to pick out from the rest of the sort of low light, dark terrain around you.
Yep.
This is larger than your average cougar.
Mm-hmm.
And it stalks around and then crouches down about 15 yards away from you across this open space, adjacent to where Hekau set up the summoning circle.
Yep.
As I get to the semicircle, I'll look over towards Ingvar. As our alpha, you must go last. And then just my space. Because I have because Hekau suspects that Ingvar would jump in second if Val needed to stop out. So
perhaps not necessarily last. There are some among you who are
last of our warriors.
Yes. Some among you who do not need to test yourselves in this. Particularly because you are our healers, she says, looking at three of you in particular.
I'm aware of my limitation.
Okay. Val, you don't have
So-
spirit speech, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay.
So, yeah, takes a step forward, kneels, lowers down into a crouch, and activates lambent flame.
Okay.
I now
At
radiate
that
light
point,
at about
right.
100 feet.
Right. Yep. So this blast
It's got to
of light
come
from
into the
Silver Fang
light to
comes out.
fuck me up now.
At that point,
That's
it
right.
reacts, and I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative.
Heck yes.
I did say Fang, Claw, and Skill.
You did.
A gift is not out of those bounds. It's no less of a skill, at least in Val's thought process, than what they've been trained to do in terms of combat.
Jack, would I know if using a skill, using a gift would have broke the rules that were set forth?
No, it wouldn't have.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure.
Yep.
I mean, it wouldn't have
It
stopped
basically
him if
mean-
you did.
It
but
basically,
you
yeah,
didn't
no.
say.
It was intended as a no weapons
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah. That's what I was hoping, but I wasn't sure because spirits.
I had a 12
I
on my
mean,
first one, so I changed
Gifts
it.
are literally their skills, so
Yeah. Spirits are weird. I haven't been Hekau for the
Why I should have made tokens because it makes adding things to the
I can make sure. I
initiative
wanna make
a
sure I
lot
did.
easier.
Oh yeah, I can get you a token.
Avalanche of Tawny Fang comes in 3 parts.
He does.
It's a good thing that we sent in first the warrior that we just gave the fetish that makes them tougher the more they get attacked.
True, but these are 3 separate entities, so he only gets that after each one of them has attacked him once. All right. Oh, and looking at the time, this is where we're going to take our break.
All right, so
As I suddenly notice.
if you're watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Remember, when we take our break, you take yours. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur story.
Welcome back, everybody. So as Crimson Sun ignites the lambent flame gift,
Yep.
there is a sudden burst of movement as you see Avalanche of Tawny Fangs form with blinding speed, just erupt across that distance before you. It clears it in less than a single leap because he hasn't hit the ground yet when his claws land on your shoulders.
Cool.
Sounds legit.
Yep. So he's going to make a claw attack against Val
Dope.
with 5 successes.
Awesome.
This is going to say aggravated damage because I'm just using the buttons on the sheet. It's lethal.
He's pulling back.
Of note, I should point out with Lambent Flame,
Yeah.
it is +1 difficulty.
Oh, let me re-roll that then.
I believe. Let me check this to make sure, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, all attacks against the group suffer a +1 difficulty penalty.
Hey, it's still
Well, it
5
persists.
successes.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, wait. Sorry, it didn't re-roll because I hadn't clicked out of the box yet, probably. Let's try that again.
One more time.
One more time.
This is where it gets more successes.
Yeah, 8
Yeah.
successes.
Right? Yep. All right. Rolling it. If 7. No,
Do you
just
want-
1 success.
Do you want me to keep rolling?
Yeah,
Well done. Well done.
So you're going to have to soak 3 lethal.
done.
All right. So yeah, rakes down, but doesn't make it deeply through the fur. And as he hits, you, being a trained warrior, are trying to analyze the entire battlefield, and you see that he's still standing where he was, and he's also right in front of you
Okay.
as
Trickery.
something dissolves, and then suddenly another impact from the right hand side as another cougar spirit, just seemingly almost identical to the first, but a little slower. And this one literally just coalesces out of nothing into solidity and then slams into your side
All right.
with another claw attack at diff 7 because your gift is up. 1 success again. So 2 lethal.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm matching.
Yep.
This will
So,
do
yeah.
great. This is
Bam,
great
bam.
for when I get hit for 7 damage and then I'll
Right.
soak nothing.
Question.
Right. Yeah. And then that last one, still
Yep.
there in the original position.
Jack, really quick. What's the wording on the artifact, the fetish that Val has? Because I was thinking about it. If it's supposed to be a thing that like activates on the second hit, when does that start counting? Because it doesn't really make sense for it to start counting every time you're attacked, because most enemies don't attack more than once.
So it would handle for
In
things.
Guru's
So it's very
side.
good against Guru, obviously. And then if somebody has like a firearm or something that lets them make more than 1 attack around,
Yep.
very good against that. But yeah, it's basically when an entity attacks you more than once in a round. Obviously, very good against spirals if they're going to engage.
Most
And
spirits.
anyone with a high velocity machine gun or something.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Because I was wondering why it wouldn't apply then to this, because it's 3 different instances, but it's the same entity.
it's not the
is
same
it?
entity.
It's not.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, no, these are 3 entities that together can be Avalanche of Tawny Fang, but they are 3 distinct entities: Avalanche of Tawny Fang the Shadow, Avalanche of Tawny Fang the Mist, and Avalanche of Tawny Fang the Wind. Well, no, he said
1v1 was a
against
dirty
me.
trick.
Right. Right.
He didn't
Not
say
a
1-on-1.
lie,
He said 1
A
against
dirty
me.
trick.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah. No, he's not stupid. All right. And then this one that doesn't seem to register the light. Like the other ones, you can see them better because of the illumination around them. This one is still just as difficult to pull out from the background somehow.
Okay.
As Avalanche of Tawny Fang the Shadow comes up to make a bite attack.
Oh.
but you're able to pull out of the way. And he misses.
Ha.
All right.
That's me. That's not Val. Val does not ha.
Okay. That's
Oh,
good.
good.
All right. Which brings us to Hikal, who I assume is not interfering.
Nope, like I was just standing
Okay.
there watching.
Alex Grania
Nope, nothing.
and Val.
All right, give
Your
me
turn.
just half a second.
Okay.
Dakota didn't roll the
Uh,
initiative, by the way.
Oh, I did roll initiative. I forgot to hit my token again.
Oh, I can add you in there. What did you get for your result?
I believe it was a 16. Yes.
Yes, it was 16.
All right. Let me resort that.
Sorry, I keep
No,
forgetting
you're
to
fine.
do that.
All right.
Okay.
Um,
The rest of you have just seen this spirit somehow divide itself into 3, and each of them come in and try and hit Val from different angles. But he seems to have weathered the assault pretty well.
so to be clear, are they now all the way back there where they were again, or are they?
No,
spread
they
out?
are literally all up swarming
Okay,
around.
perfect. That means I don't have to run.
No, you don't.
All right. Well, go fucking big or go fucking home.
If this is your
Um,
first turn, do you want to activate your fetish?
I according to Stormweather, I activated at the beginning of the round as a reflex. Okay, I see what you mean. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I will roll Gnosis for it.
Okay.
So I can still potentially spend rage.
Yeah, for sure.
And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work because it doesn't seem to be.
Oh,
And
this was
here's
just
a
the first
fun
round.
thing. Here's a fun thing. I realized something about half an hour ago,
Yeah.
which is that yes, my Gnosis is 3, but functionally it's actually 2
Because you have a clave.
because I have a clave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was 3 because you had a.
No, it's 2. It's 3 actual. It's 2 functional. Oops. Nope. Damn it! I always do that. No, pool mod is 0. Difficulty. Okay, it's active.
Cool.
All right. So, I mean, sure, let's spend half my rage. So spending 3 rage. And I'm just gonna start in on 1. I'm gonna start in on. You take out the most obvious target first, so you or the easiest ones first. At least a hit. So
Okay.
I'm starting on one of the ones that's easier to see.
Okay. Yeah, wind
And these are
and
just-
mist are the 2 easiest to see right now.
And these are just fucking. No, I did pick a particular specialty, so we are going to bite.
Okay.
Bites
you.
So, first bite attack, which I'm in. Should a bite be? Isn't a bite only difficulty 6 if you or 5 if you're in Hispo, or is it always 5?
It's 5 in Hispo.
I think
Yeah.
it's always reduced difficulty.
It might just be more
Bite
dice.
always has reduced difficulty. It's just that Hispo does more damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
This bow does +2 damage, right?
Yeah.
Plus,
First-
plus 1?
+1? That's +2.
Hispo's +2.
First
Regular is
bite.
+1.
Yeah.
4 successes to diff 6 or diff 5, but 4 successes to hit.
Yep, that's a big ass mouthful.
All right. Add 4. Oops. So add 3 for extra successes. That is 6 aggravated damage.
Nice.
He has to make up for what happened last time. Last round.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Okay.
There's one.
Hispo
Okay.
gets +1 damage. Lupus doesn't get any bonus damage on their bite.
Okay.
beyond
All right.
the
Does
yeah.
not soak any of that 6.
All right,
All right.
second bite.
Same one.
Yep.
Okay.
There is 7 successes because of my specialty.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead and roll damage
Nice.
plus 6.
Nice.
For another 5.
He soaks 1 of that. So Mist, you clamp down with teeth, and there's that weird sense of there's purchase, but it's not like a physical body where you get,
Right.
skin and then muscle and then a bone and a little bit of tendon that you have to kind of chew through, and then right. It's the same texture all the way through. It's like biting into some very, very leathery jello.
Mhm.
And there's a descriptor I didn't think I was going to use tonight. And then you just clamp down harder with that second effort, and it just
All right.
discorporates entirely.
I got 1 more action. Oh, wait, no. I spent 3 rage, so I have 2 more actions left.
Yeah, because that was action 1 rage, and then you've got 2 more to go. Yep.
Yep. Hold on just 1 second. I'm sorry. It's 7. All right. Come on, scroll down quicker. Thank you. Third attack will be 5 to hit.
Yep.
So
Woo! We
for
are
9
getting
aggravated
somewhere.
damage.
Oh, he's just barely still up on that.
All right.
one.
And last attack is 5 to hit
Okay.
for another 2.
Alrighty.
Come on.
Of which he soaks 1, which was all he had left. So that one also melts into the ground. And there's this little dust devil as you take out wind as well.
And then you ever
All
seen a
right.
guru look really fucking cocky? You have
Yes.
now.
Yes. Literally all the time.
All the time.
Every one of you.
Ingvar, you doing anything, or are you just watching this
Yep,
happen?
she's just watching.
Okay.
She's still in Glabro. She hasn't even shifted to Kronos.
Yep. All right.
At this point, she doesn't think she's going to need to.
Dakota, you just watching this happen too?
She's
Okay.
enthusiastically cheering Val on.
Excellent. All right. And then on Shadow's turn, there's this faint shifting of material. You can just barely see this thing moving. It's just ever so faintly visible and out of the corner of your eye, Val. And there's a little bit of breeze that carries some vapor with it. And the thing solidifies just so slightly ever for the moment. And it's going to make 3 attacks against you.
Go for it.
So the first one's just going to be standard soak. Your thing applies to the other 2, though.
For the extra 3. Yep.
Yep. All right. Bite attack first. For 4 successes.
Did you do this? Yep.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind,
did.
ignore me.
It's all good. So you need to soak
Okay, that's a little
6
bit
on your
harder.
first
That's
one.
a little bit harder.
You don't get the fetish for this one. All right, so
Okay.
you take 4 lethal. As you know, these initial blows you had managed to sidestep and weather and be able to lean into it enough to sort of blunt the force of it. And then this one just comes out of nowhere and just latches onto the back of your leg, and you feel these teeth bite deep.
Like, now I'm not playing around.
Right? And as those teeth bite, you feel that blood, it doesn't just spatter out of you, it goes somewhere.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
He's going to make his next attack. This one will be a claw. 5 successes there.
Is that at the increased difficulty for Lambent?
Oh, whoops. It didn't. Nope. It didn't.
I don't think the other one was too, because it was also diff 6.
Yeah, but that
That
it
one's
didn't matter
supposed to
on the
be.
last
Oh, it was a
one.
bite.
Right.
It was,
Yeah, that was the first one was a bite, so it was supposed to be this 6.
makes
Yep.
sense.
3 successes. Okay. So we are getting damage +2. So you've got another
Ugh.
6 to soak, but this time
Okay.
with the
+3.
from your fetish.
Hey.
Yep. So that claw rakes out, and you can see that back leg coming up to try and scrape those talons. They're nasty, razor sharp, slightly serrated, and you just shift your weight slightly, and he scrapes air and then drives the back leg down into the dirt again. And then he's going to try and bite you again.
Go for it.
You stop that.
Alrighty. And you've got another 6 to soak, but with
All
the
right.
+3.
Yep.
And the teeth try to clamp down on, and this time they just come away with fur. And then there's a moment, and your opponent vanishes.
All right.
There's a beat, another beat. And then ever so slowly, you see a form start to accrete about 40 feet. Or no, wait, how far is Lambent Flame? Like 100 feet?
100
right?
feet.
100 feet, about 50 to 60 feet away. You can see a solid paw begin to coalesce. This time, not difficult to see and not that weird dark model, but honestly looking much more like a standard cougar's physiology with the tawny brown fur.
Okay.
That grows into a forearm and a shoulder, and then the rest of it manifests as Avalanche of Tawny Fang just sits down, plants his 2 paws together. You can see there's blood on the muzzle, and the tongue comes out and licks it all inside. Satisfactory.
I will, as soon,
Hopping back and forth
Yeah.
on the balls of the feet.
once
What
one-
Val's doing.
once I
Yeah.
hear that, I will very quickly step forward into Val's vision.
Oh no, he's not
Yeah.
like he is not in like kill.
Yeah.
He's a smart combatant.
Like Cal doesn't know how Val fights yet, so he's
This
just
is
making
true.
sure to present himself between the two. Now the fight's done. Then I trust you've had your fun.
Your packmate fights well.
This
I
we are
will
proud.
remember this combatant for a long time.
Not saying it, but in his head, goddamn right you will.
I will turn and translate that into common for Val specifically, so
Yeah.
that he can gain the.
Yep. So Hekal, you sort of turn away. And the rest of you are watching as Avalanche of Tawny Fang starts to do this weird sort of convulsive movement, yawning his mouth open. And then he horks up an AK-47 onto the ground.
The fuck? Grania says. Just out loud, instinctively.
There's some spirit drool on it. Looks like there might be a little, it smells like, something that's been stored in an animal's stomach for 20, 30 years, maybe. Who
Smells
knows?
like Teen Spirit.
But yeah, it's a full-on AK.
It kind of turns back around, sees it, looks back up.
I trust our agreement is concluded.
It is.
Take care, child of owl. And the cougar spirit just turns tail with a flick and begins to pace off into the darkness out of the light.
Bow my head, raise it back up, and even though he's not visible, still to the air in spirit speech. May the dunes ever support you on your hunt.
Okay.
I will
So you guys got a gun.
go pick up the AK,
As you look it over, the grip and the stock are engraved, and the metal of the action and the barrel have detailing to them. Very insectoid. The wooden parts have that kind of similar pattern to the lace in like a dragonfly's wing or something like that.
Yeah.
And the barrel and the muzzle seem to be overlaid with this almost, I mean, they're definitely made of steel, the standard materials, but it's slightly bumpy in places, like these chitin panels or scales, like wing covers on a beetle or something. The barrel itself is overlaid with this overlapping scale-like thing that puts you honestly kind of in mind of the way a wasp or a bee's stinger on their abdomen bends. It's a buggy ass looking AK.
Any sort of like I could get on what it does as a like.
Well, you can look it over if you want.
Yeah.
Give me just a wits and investigation. Diff 5. You're holding it in your hands. It's not going to be hard. How familiar is Hekau with firearms in
Not
general?
very.
Okay. Yeah, 5 then.
So
3 successes?
3 successes, unless cool-headed apply.
Yeah, I'll say probably in this case it does. Yeah.
And 4 successes.
4 successes total. So you kind of fiddle with some of its moving parts. You're smart enough to know to, keep your finger out of the trigger and that sort of thing. And yeah, it's very insect-like. So you would assume some sort of insect spirit is in this thing. And then you hit the catch for the banana mag that sticks out the bottom, and that pops open. And those aren't rounds that are seated in there. They are wasps. with their wings folded back tight. And you look down, and usually there'd be, rifle cartridges stacked in there. But no, there seems to be a number of wasps. And there's the wings sort of flutter a little bit, but they don't try and get out of the clip or anything.
Without any exchange of expression. Puts it back in, locks it in place, makes sure the safety's on. Turns back to the group. This appears to be a gun that shoots wasps.
I can't use the thwaka.
I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for Grania to say, "Oh, I'd be good for this," and then immediately leave.
Ironically, Sal's not here, but Sal's the one who actually uses automatic weapons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spider fire.
Yeah, Grania uses semi-auto pistols. This is not in her wheelhouse. I mean, she could use it really easily, but
I mean, so can,
Yeah,
so
but
can
it's not about
Ingvar,
the
but-
usefulness at that point. It's about the pettiness.
yeah.
But this is a gun called Wasp Chatter, which should be visible to everybody. Uses the stats for an assault rifle. It is a level 4 fetish, Gnosis 8 rating. When it's activated, the next free round burst fired in the scene will ignore all cover penalties, as the bullets are transmuted into a trio of large lethal wasps that home in on their target, as long as there's some path through open air. It's not going to magically, like fly across the city and through several buildings and into a bunker. But as long as you've got some open air path to your target, it will ignore all cover penalties. The fetish can only be activated once per round. And after the scene in which it is activated, the weapon can't be activated again until the following day.
It's
So
the
basically,
wanted gun.
yeah, a little bit.
Curve
Yeah.
the bullet.
The bullets curve themselves.
Right. Yes.
will-
But yeah.
I will present it to Ingvar as the alpha.
Okay.
Ingvar will sort of take it, feel the weight on it, turn it over, inspect it a little bit as she does.
Grania,
Having
Okay.
been trained on every firearm and melee weapon that her sept could get her in her youth.
Grania goes,
I don't know. It's very difficult to get access to an AK-47 in most countries in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Super rare.
I mean, I've never seen one made of insects before, but it's a pretty standard AK.
So it seems, she says, as she sort of turns it, checks everything on it, just
There's a
inspecting what's insect
buzzing.
and what's gun.
There's some faint buzzing inside. Yeah, there's definitely a buzzing coming from the clip.
I mean, if they're going to be chatterboxes like that, I can think of no better person than Sal to have it. He says, grinning at Sal.
I can agree with that, and we'll see if they drive him crazy. She says as she hands the AK to Sal.
Mhm.
Man, Vinny's gonna want to have a look at this.
Well, walk over to Val. Is Val injured at all still?
Val's probably healing up. I mean, he's not in combat and it was lethal damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Lethal
It's
damage feels pretty quick.
it's taking you a little longer. Like it's still healing very quickly, but normally mechanically, where it would be a round per to heal a point of lethal, it's taking 2 rounds.
Fair enough.
But it is starting to knit together. You're not bleeding freely from your leg anymore.
Yep.
Well fought.
He's just sort of dropped to a sort of a calm crouch and is just casually waiting for it to heal up.
Well fought, Crimson Sun.
Thank you. It's what I do.
And you do it well.
What time of night is it at this point?
Right about now, you're probably pushing about, let's see, there were 2 hours.
We just
Probably
went
pushing
through
about
dusk,
9
basically.
p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Probably pushing about 8:39-ish.
That actually went much faster than I expected it to. We might, if you can call them here, we might actually be able to at least converse with
Wow.
Step Softly. I forget the full name. Step Softly Under.
We would want to call them in a
Stop.
different area. But
Soft
we wouldn't
step shadow under leaves.
Soft Step Shadow Under Leaves, yes.
we wouldn't need to
Since-
go all the way to Bear Mountain.
Since we have established that clearly Val is the expert liar of the group. Yeah, no, he's playing it cool, but he's like, I did good in front of a pack. I did good in front of a pack.
And got complimented on it too.
Yeah.
Are we sure Val doesn't have the nature of Praise Seeker?
He doesn't,
Is
but
is his tail wagging?
no.
Okay.
I don't think that far. He doesn't, but he's also like looking up to this pack as much as he does, and having gotten his ass whooped in the first fight.
He's looking to make a good second impression. Or a good
Yes.
second first impression as it was for Cal.
Right.
You have to overperform the second time around.
Yeah.
Dakota will
That's-
run over and hug him.
Now the tail's wagging.
Let's journey south a bit and then see if we can make contact with our second friend.
So this one is a bobcat spirit, right?
Yep.
Can I make a roll to think about what a good like setup for calling a bobcat would be?
Yeah. Give me, you can do intelligence
Intelligence
survival or intelligence occult.
occult? Yeah, we'll go intelligence occult.
Okay.
What diff?
For Bobcat B6.
Bobcat. Well, it's a fairly frequent
successes.
spirit in the wild places in
Nice.
America. In the Americas.
There's a lot of them around here.
Fairly similar setup for cougar. They're predators. They're also nocturnal. They are stealthy and tend to be a little more solitary. They're not a pack animal by any stretch of the imagination. And they tend to like remote places where they've got access to water and good concealment and plenty of prey.
Okay. So, out loud, does anyone know where the nearest body of water would be?
Would I? Because I had to find like a stream or something for the like purification ritual at some point. I don't know if we're nearish. Well,
you know, there's a couple, based on what you know of the area and having driven up and down and stuff, you know, there's a couple of streams and reservoirs north of you guys right now, about a mile and a half or two.
There's some north. That way.
We should go there. It'll be a slightly more isolated place from where we are now, with water nearby. Please lead the way.
I will try and do so.
All right, give me a wits and survival, difficulty 6.
Alrighty.
Don't let the blind man lead.
Oh yeah, there's literally Gregory Creek.
Gregory.
The weird name.
3 successes.
3 successes. You pick your way across the terrain and managing to avoid any hazards in night hiking. I don't know how long Lambent Flame lasts, but for the first bit, at least, it's pretty easy.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, right. But then Val's light goes out, and you have to wait for your vision to readjust for a second. But after about 10 minutes walking or so, the ground starts to drop away and go downhill. About that much more time, and you start to see the umbral moon reflecting off some water in the distance a little bit. What form is everybody in right now?
Ingvar is currently in Glavra still.
Still Krynos.
So
Yes.
Krynos.
Yep. Hekal?
Hamid.
Hamid. Okay. Same for Grania.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. But you seem to have found the spirit reflection of at least one of the local reservoirs.
So yeah, I will similarly set up a ritual circle. This time I'm going to set up with the everyone else. How wide is the
I mean, the creek itself isn't that wide, you know, like 10 feet at its widest, probably. The reservoir is a good bit wider.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find like a spot where they can be on one side of the water and me on the other side, without it being an impossible distance for them to get across quickly.
Okay. Yeah, no, if you wanna have the be on either sides of the creek, that would be doable.
Yeah.
The reservoir is going to be like a couple 100 feet across, even at its narrower points.
A
So
little bit further up
probably
the creek. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Set up with them on everyone on one side of the creek from me, and me in the ritual circle on the other side. That way, there is that body of water separating myself from them, just to make our guest more comfortable. But also, obviously, making sure that it's not so separated that if our guest is hostile when they arrive, that I'm separated. Look back. Should I take my time with this one as well?
What time is it now? How long have you been traveling?
You guys have been traveling for about another half an hour, 45 minutes. So it's pushing about 10-ish. 9:30,
it would be near midnight by the time you finish, but that I feel is a fine enough time for us to call it and head home afterwards after we've completed this task. So take time on make this effective.
I did very similarly. Dusting the chalk, making the outline, laying down offerings, the last of my dead mice.
gonna have to resupply at some point.
Need to go mousing.
Yep. So for a 2 hour, the lowest you'll be able to get to this one for reasons, distance, etc., is going to be difficulty 4 is
Okay,
the
that's
lowest you'll
fine.
be able to go. But if
Would-
you go 2 hours, you can do that.
So would that take me 1 hour or 2?
That would be 2 still.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because he's starting at a higher difficulty.
Gotcha. All right.
So just after midnight, you finish your ritual.
So as I spend my willpower,
Yep.
roll my gnosis, difficulty 4.
Yep.
I call to soft step shadow under leaves, that you might quietly grace our presence on this. What's the moon again?
Waning crescent.
As you quietly grace our presence under the waning crescent moon. So 4 successes.
4 successes. And there's a rustle under the leaves.
Comes immediately and is passively benign.
Yep. I hear my name called. Speak, whoever you are.
I am Hakao, of the Wings of the Mojave. It is a pleasure to meet you. We come.
Indeed.
We are in these lands seeking to defend it against the servants of the worm and the abominable destruction they wish to unleash upon all denizens of this area and those beyond. To that end, we understand that you were gifted a item of power by one of our own, no longer among us. Thus we come humbly to ask your assistance and to make use of that item that was left with you.
Yes. A king of your people. He gave me a thing that helps in my hunts. Giving it to you would weaken me. Why should I do so?
Because the child of oblivion soon wake beneath these mountains if we are unable to stop the servants of the. I take it you know that name.
It is a dark legend whose shadow has not fully passed from these lands. I do not know it, but it is a name of ill omens.
And one we seek to resign to the fabric of history. But the servants of the worm seek to uncover and awaken it. Should we be unable to do so, should we be unable to stop them, I fear more than just the loss of this artifact will dampen your hunts.
Give me a manipulation and expression. Difficulty 7.
Manipulation, expression. I'm not good at those, but oh wait, no, hang on. That's the wrong character.
I'll say Kyle's not the worst at that.
Manipulation, expression. No, I'm very good at that. Granya's very bad. Hikal's very
There we
bad.
go. Okay.
Okay.
Diff what?
7.
Steven.
May I spend a willpower on this?
Yeah. You lean hard on the fate of the environment.
The fate of the entire world, including the things that you want to hunt.
I like the world. That's where I hunt my stuff.
So 3 successes.
3 successes. There are traces of wisdom in your words.
Honor me.
And I think that if the danger is as you say, I can lend you my tool. I will agree to relinquish it as long as you return it to me at the end of a year.
Should
When
I
the seasons have passed, once each, at this time, leave it in the Umbra, and I will reclaim what was given to me.
I will do this. And should I pass in the protection of, I will ensure another do it in my.
Very well. And he paces up towards you and extends a paw, and you see the claws shoot out. Probably an inch or so longer than you would have anticipated they should be on a bobcat of his proportions. And she's about normal size. The paw flashes out and just bites just a little bit, just enough, not quite enough to break the skin, but enough that you can feel the razor sharp pin needle points on these claws. And then he pulls his paw back, but the weight and the pressure and the sharpness still remain. And what's left in its place is a claw weapon. It's got a grip on it and 4 sharp talon blades that emerge probably about 4 inches or so before they begin to curve down. They're probably about 6 inches total in length each in this thing that's basically meant to be gripped in one hand or the other as a claw weapon.
You have my
I will
thanks,
hold you to your promise.
as you should.
Work well to protect these mountains.
On his head.
And the bobcat skitters off into the underbrush and vanishes.
May the dunes ever support you on your hunt. And I
And
will...
these are known as the feral claws.
Ooh.
Uses the same stats as a dagger, so it's a lot easier to hit with. When it's activated, deals aggravated damage. You can use either melee or brawl to make your attack pool with these. However, at all times, it yowls like a wildcat when worm spirits or Fomori are near, making it very difficult for them to ambush you or for you to ambush them.
Not something for a sneaky person.
Not something for a sneaky person.
I love it.
It's a really loud sting.
Kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will...
It's sting for somebody that's bad at
shrieking
picking out
dagger.
blue light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I'll stand up, turn to the group, cross the creek, and we have the feral claws. Instead of holding it out towards Ingvar.
Takes them, feels the weight of them.
It's only one claw, technically, I guess. So
It's
feral
one,
yeah.
claw.
Mhm.
Yeah, claw weapon.
Oh no, they're claws. There's more than one blade.
More than one
That's
talon,
fair,
yeah.
that's fair.
So takes it, grips it for a second, holds it up.
Balance feels like, I mean, it's not like something that, they're heavy. They're definitely made of metal, and it definitely imbalances you from one side to the other. You know, but
Because
it's got a back brace on it, but it's something that you feel like this is not something that just anybody would be able to pick up and necessarily. You'd probably want to practice with these a little bit.
From how they were presented to us and how they are shaped, would a Guru be able to wield these in, and because they're melee, would the Guru be able to wield these in his or Lucas form?
No.
Okay.
No. You don't have the physiology to hold on to them.
Because they had melded with the spirit's claws, but I didn't know.
Yeah, but he's a spirit. Yeah. He's a full spirit. You guys are half spirit.
So yeah,
I'm a wolf with a knife.
She holds it up for a second and turns it over. It strikes me that the only one of us who is allocated to close quarters battle that lacks a special weapon for it is Dakota, she says as she extends the claws to Dakota.
Dakota, tail wagging, will take the claws. Thank you.
I would agree. Just smiling over at Dakota, giving us like a half smile over at Dakota. Well,
Dakota's beaming and very excited.
in that we have acquired 4 relics that spoken of.
I mean, she has the Iskaku staff because I believe he bequeathed it to Dakota, but she has to train with that.
Yeah, she hasn't learned. Yeah.
I think I still have it technically in my bag.
Yeah.
I don't think it's actually been given because Dakota didn't say anything about that. And so Alex has just been carrying it.
It's only been like 2 days.
Yeah. I think I still have the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's literally, no. Aiden's been cold for about 48 hours exactly at this point.
Yeah.
Little more.
We would need to bind these new items. Their respective wheels.
No, they're fetishes.
Oh no, right, fetishes.
Yeah,
Bind. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yep.
Over that.
Yep.
I got a statement.
Yep.
We found what we were hunting.
Fill up. Ready.
So let us return to the real and rest for the night and see what the Sept has to say in the morning.
Let us return to our vehicles, then return.
Okay. Navigating back. Somebody give me a wits and survival 7.
I can do that again.
Okay.
Since it's not perception, I can technically also do it, but it still doesn't make sense to have the blind man lead.
2 successes.
2 successes. Yep. So it takes you a little bit longer as you're trying to work your way back. Finding water is usually pretty easy because you just walk downhill until you find some most of the time. Going from the water back where you wandered through the dark, little more complicated, but you do eventually get there. And is Hikau going to take everybody back across?
Yep. Activate the shades. Step across.
Roll for activate.
Do I still need to activate them? Hang on.
I form shift.
I don't remember how long they last.
Usually activation lasts for a scene at the most, unless it's
it doesn't specify.
Otherwise.
So yeah. Yep. Right. So no C diff 7. Oh, not pool mod.
Yep, there you go.
We always do that.
Two successes.
All right, so you'll be rolling Gnosis diff 4 to get back across the gauntlet.
2 successes.
Okay. About 10, 15 seconds pass or so. And then you guys dissolve and transpose into the real. Just out of the way, a little cover behind your vehicles. And where are we headed?
Home.
Val's house.
Yeah, for the
Val's
night, and
house.
we'll introduce the cow in the morning, and also find out what the sept has to say.
Okay. Val, you're driving.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and give me perception alertness difficulty. It's dark out. You do have headlights. 8.
Perception alertness diff 8. Hold on just a second. Abilities.
Your wound modifier was still
no.
there. You need to heal yourself.
Wait, you are
Okay.
correct. You are
Yeah,
correct.
you would be healed up by now.
Because that was a botch, folks.
Yeah, that was an actual bot.
Oh, that would have been so good. Please botch again. I will let you re-roll it, but please botch again.
All right, let's try this again. Just 0 successes.
Just 0 successes. Okay. All right.
Driving perfectly fine. Just not noticing the pack of spirals that are about to drop onto my car or something like
Granier
that.
is also driving for whatever that's worth.
Yep. So Val, you drive home, Grania behind you, pull into the driveway. Grania pulls in behind you. You're reaching down to grab the opening to your car, and somebody raps on the window from the outside.
Look over.
Oh, it's kind of dark as fuck out there, and your headlights are illuminating everything in front of you. So you can't. Somebody's knocking on your window
Turn on my
at your own goddamn house.
So to be clear, we're still in the car.
You're still in the car. Yeah, you
Yeah.
haven't gotten out of the car yet.
I am turning on the flashlight on my phone and I am shining it out the side window. It's okay. I won't get shot. I'm white.
Like, do we see this person from the other car?
You're parked on the other side, so you can't see because the vehicle's in between you and them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a knock on a window from a car a little bit ways away is not going to be quite loud enough probably to register.
Yeah.
You hear a muffled voice say, "License and registration."
Do I see them with the light now?
You can see a humanoid figure standing out there. Yep. Give me
Who's in the car with me?
Who's in the car? Who's in Val's car?
Ingvar and Dakota, I know that much.
Sal's probably there.
Yeah, so Ingvar, Dakota, and Sal, I think.
Okay.
Sort of stumblingly, because I think this is the first time that he's actively tried to use Totem Speak. Can someone sense a worm?
I'll do that.
Sense worm from where I'm
One
at.
second, officer.
Dakota will sense worm.
Okay.
Sounds like 3 of us are sensing worm.
Yeah.
Val, give me intelligence and alertness. Difficulty 6.
This is some asshole that play. Okay, intelligence, alertness. I mean, surprisingly not an awful roll.
Aren't picking anything up significant. There's some faint traces around.
Wait a minute.
No more than you would expect from a random fighting cop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because some reason that's
Clear.
listed as. I need to re-roll that.
Your intelligence isn't 0, I don't think.
No, I need to do 2 things. I need to switch myself to Hamid, and
Good plan.
and my intelligence alertness roll for some reason had been made an appearance alertness roll, and thus since I was Krynos,
I should know that Ingvar still has not shifted back to Hamid from Fair Glabro, so she's still just like very large woman in the passenger seat.
4 successes.
4 successes. Your immediate panic notwithstanding, and you're
Panic?
like,
What are
okay,
you
can
talking
anybody,
about?
Like, get some backup here, right? Yep. And then reaction, emotional heightened state, whatever.
Yes.
And then suddenly you're like, wait a minute, I fucking know that voice. As Razor's Ledge, who is the lowest ranking member of the Crash Fantastic pack, is laughing his ass off outside your driver's side window right now.
My window goes down, and I
Oh my
punch him
God.
in the
Val,
nose.
did you? Ah, son of a bitch.
Over the totem phone, I don't
do-
sense any worm creatures nearby.
Do what?
It's fine. It's fine. It's just a moron. Open the door. Get out. You know, one of these days you're gonna get you're gonna get more than your ass kicked for that.
I'm a fucking Metis Ragabash. What do you think I expect with my entire fucking life? Dude?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Make it fucking worse, dude.
If you can't beat him, join him.
Stop. Oh, everybody. This is, and I'm sorry, Jeremy already forgot.
Right, yeah. No, so this is Razor's Ledge.
This is Razor's Ledge. Razor's Ledge. This is my pack.
Yeah, no, we got sent down to work with you fuckers because there's like something scary in the hills.
Oh, fuck me. You get fine, I guess.
No, look, see, okay, so I'm pretty sure Six Fangs was thinking, hey, you're going up against like some corporation or other. They're probably like techno tricked out to the max. So yeah, throw the shitty Glasswalker pack at them. They can help.
Ingvar sort of stands up out of the car, towering.
Don't worry,
over
Fire
again,
Claws
because
is
the
coming
window.
with us too.
I was about to say, she looks up. Is it just Crash Fantastic, or is there another one?
No. Fire Claws is getting reassigned because they're like, the woodsy type. So they figured probably, hey, we got talents in multiple places and shit or whatever. So yeah.
Dakota will get out of the car and jump on this person and hug them.
Holy shit. Who the
This
fuck are you?
happens. This happens a lot. That's Dakota. She's awesome.
There's like a hand patting your head. Okay, yeah. Anyway, the rest
Dakota,
of them
this
are
is Razor's
hanging around
Ledge.
out
He
back.
sucks.
He seems nice.
I'm way nicer than like a solid 40% of the other people at this sept.
That my statement stands.
Ingvar sort of looks around at everyone else.
Anyway, Mixtape is lighting a campfire in your backyard, Crim. So
Please tell me you at least checked it. Fine, whatever. It's okay.
checked what?
Well, if we've got the pack of, she says she's over the totem phone. If you've got a pack of glass walkers and supposedly some nature types, we've got our interference and our harriers.
Well, the nature types aren't here yet.
That was over the totem phone.
Oh, okay. By the way, Fireclaws aren't here yet. We're expecting them in a couple hours because they were out like doing backcountry shit. But we texted them that we were having a house party at your place tonight, Val. And so
You
they should be
fucking
around.
did not. You get to undo that shit.
I didn't send the text. When I said we, that was like the royal kind of.
Then you find out who did, and you
Sure.
tell them.
Right, because I'm sure they've got reception where they're at right now.
It's all right, Val.
Grania over the totem phone. Ingvar, just as a suggestion, I feel like I should probably be interfacing with one of these packs if we're going to be splitting off and doing different things.
Oh, I want you working with Crash Fantastic.
I was afraid you'd say that. All right. She like leans out this leans out like goes to sit like on the open on the door of the driver's side, like out the window, looks over. Hey, Crash Fantastic. Just to him.
What's up, Rhea?
Right, so here's how we're gonna do. You, me, and the rest of your pack are gonna go get fucking wasted and get to know each other, because we're gonna be working a lot together on this project. So
Okay.
lead
We'll tell
the
the
way.
hippies to just knock when they get there. Yeah, no, come on back.
And
And that is where we are going to close for the evening.
really quick before we close, she like walks past Val, just pats him on the shoulder, leans in, and goes, "You owe me one," and then continues.
Yes,
on
I
after.
do.
But that is where we will end for the evening. Pick up for the last chapter in this season's arc next week. and see what sort of crazy shit y'all get up to in the mountains.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.